Ladies and gentlemen, it is time
For the greatest show in the history of shows. This is the Inside BJJ Pod.
and what more applause. Thank you very much. Kill it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's great to be here on Inside the BJJ. Live, hitting you up big time on Kick. What's up to everybody out on Kick? What is up to everybody who is on YouTube, Instagram, all your favorites? It doesn't really matter. Just watch. That's all I care about. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at UFC BJJ 8. Took place yesterday evening in the beautiful, dry, lovely, family-friendly. There's no vices here. Just gambling, alcohol, and prostitution. But if you could put that to the side, it's family-friendly, Las Vegas, Nevada. Big-time lineups. Let's walk through the lineups real quick, and then we'll jump into watching some of the matches here. Of course, the marquee name on the event is going to be the one and only Mikey Musumeci. Obviously, he is the draw for the UFC right now. He's comes in on this card. Let's see. Let's jump to where we're going to go. Probably what we'll do. Let's see. I don't see. Okay, yeah. So I think we're going to start on our review today with Landon Elmore versus Keith Krikorian. Both super nice guys. I've watched Landon train quite a bit and compete at the PGF. He is representing Kingsway. I know Keith Krikorian reasonably well. I've run into him off and on over the last 10 or 12 years. Got to train with him a little bit. Both real nice dudes. Interested in seeing how this matchup goes. And by the way, I don't know who won anything. I have not checked anything, so we're going to watch this together. At welterweight, we have Derek Rayfield stepping in for Andy Varela, taking on season 8 and season 9 champion. I believe that's right. Jet Thompson. I think Ryan Aiken won in season 7. Jet made it to the finals in season 6 and lost to Andy Varela. So we got Derek Rayfield, Jet Thompson, big matchup. And then at lightweight, we have Ethan Krellenstein going up against Danilo Moreira. And keep in mind, Krellenstein was competing last for Polaris. He gets on the mic after his win, and he essentially calls the UFC and says, basically with his mouth, he's like, hey, sign me to a contract. Of course, Claudia Gadelha, fresh with all of her amazing business ideas, goes, that sounds like a good idea. I'll sign him. So he jumped ship willingly. And then middleweight, we got William Tackett against Manuel Hibamar. And co-main is women's bantamweight title. That's Cassia Mora against Sabrina Gondim. I thought Cassia Mora was slated to fight someone else. And Sabrina might have stepped in there. And then the bantamweight title match, 135 main event, Mikey Musumeci against Kevin Dantzler. So yeah, a little bit of, be nice to see Mikey fight somebody that we will all want to see him fight. No shade on Kevin Dantzler. We just want to see Mikey fight. That's all. So okay. So let's jump into it real quick, man. Yesterday, I went to a high school graduation. The challenge in Tennessee is that it rains every freaking day in the summer, just about. I'm not even exaggerating. It rains constantly in the summer. And for graduation, it literally rained the entire time, the whole time, not just a little bit. It was downpour rain. And I feel like the parents were all there out of peer pressure against each other. It was like, well, you haven't left, so I can't leave. If they leave, I'll go. But then nobody goes. So you're like in this southern standoff of hospitality and politeness. We're all gonna stay with our umbrellas. And then the late so look, everyone in the bleachers had an umbrella. It's a sea of umbrellas. You can't hardly even see anything when you're in it. And the thing about the umbrellas is your umbrella keeps the water off of your head, but it then rolls off the front of your umbrella and lands on the person in front of you. And then the rain rolls off the back of your umbrella and goes straight onto the lap of the person in the row behind you. So, dude and his wife in front of me were just leaking on my lap the entire time, the whole time, just pouring and pouring and pouring. And I didn't have my umbrella up at first. So I'm like, it's not that bad. And then I got soaked and I'm like, screw it. I don't even need the umbrella. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get the umbrella. So when I went to get it, my wife tells me, hey, the lady sitting in the row in front of you complained to my mom before we got here because my mom's umbrella, the drip from the front of hers was landing on them and she got all irritated. Now, here's the stupid thing about it. Everybody's leaking on everybody. There's literally no way to not do this. Like if they're dripping all over me and Stella, like they do not care. They just don't want our drip on them. And I said, "Oh, did she?" And I love my mother-in-law. I'll defend my mother. I'll stomp somebody in the ground for my mother-in-law. And I'm like, "Okay, she said that. She said that." So I popped my umbrella open, boop, and we had like 45 minutes and I'm like, "I am going to entertain myself for the rest of the time." So I had a watch on this lady. She's right in front of me. Her husband's holding the umbrella. So she's kind of like leaning under it to make sure. But anytime she straightened her head out, part of her head would kind of leak out to the uncovered part of the umbrella of their umbrella. And then I would just tilt mine forward and just pour water on her head every time. So every time she leaned over just a little bit, I'd go doop and just get water on her, then just put my umbrella back. And I did it for a good 40 minutes. It was super satisfying. Petty as hell, like super petty. Don't care. I just don't care. You shouldn't have talked shit to my mother-in-law. So you learned a lesson. But that was, I came home, like my jeans are still not dry from being out in the rain. But overall, they banged it out. I don't know why they don't do it indoors. We don't have enough seats. Well, invite less people. Just say, hey, look, here's the deal. Y'all don't want to get rained on? Then 30% of your friends and your hanger-on and your posses, they got to watch via, remote web feed somewhere for $4.95. Hey, man, it's a deal. Raise money for the kids. How can you deny if this is FTK? It's for the kids. So, all right. Had to get a sip of my amazing. This is the best LaCroix Beach Plum on the market. If anybody knows anybody at LaCroix, I'm looking for a hookup. All right, let's jump into the matchups. We're going to roll straight into it with the one and only Keith Krikorian. I love Keith. Keith is a great dude. Super dope at jiu-jitsu. He is taking on, let's see. He's taking on Landon Elmore. Elmore's 19 years old. He's 19, okay? Keith is 28. Both guys 5'8", 5'7" on a good day, weighing in at 144 and a half, 145. Keith represents 10th Planet. I think I saw Boogie in his corner there. I think he's kind of at a 10th Planet San Diego, more or less. And then we got Landon Elmore with Kingsway Jiu-Jitsu, the one and only Gordon Ryan. Big matchup here. This is probably a couple fights already into the event. But we're gonna pick it up right here with Keith Krikorian and Landon Elmore. Let's get this show on the road. There are some commercials, man. So I'll just like fast forward to these. Dana White is just trying to get his money. And I don't exactly blame him, but it's like, come on, bro. All right. So here we go. We got Keith and Landon. And let me move this laptop over a little closer to me so I could see it better. right, Keith giving the big fist pump. Yay, Keith, you're so awesome. You're so awesome. We love you, Keith. And then Landon. This is like the nice guy battle. Battle of who could be the nicest man in jiu-jitsu. All right, cool. Got my little rig set up now. Okay, let's do this. All right. Landon Elmore. Look, he wants to smile. He's trying to look tough. Ref Vitor Shaolin Hibero. Let's see what these boys got, man. I'm not positive what they got, to be totally honest with you. It's hard to say. Landon is really fast. I like the slide. Quick little fist bump. This is basically like Keith fighting himself from 10 years ago. A little aggressiveness, little smiles. I like the head play. It's not foul. Lots of collar tie. Not even solid collar ties. He's trying to slap Keith around. He's probably going to try to set up a shot off of that. Yeah, he kind of gave it a look right there. Keith is oh, come on. That wasn't an eye poke. Baby time 9,000. Let's go back and look at that. I'm not so sure. All right, let's roll it back. And then let's put this bad boy in slow-mo. I don't know if I believe. Dana White will probably make me watch a commercial. Every time you use slow-mo, you got to pay me. Okay, let's go. Let's watch this. Keith reaches up. One. Let's go a little slower than that. I want to see, did Keith really tag dude in his face? Let's see. Where's the poke? Oh, he got him. He got him good. That was with malice. Watch this. Let's pause it one more time. Watch Keith. Keith is like, man, I got to slow this kid down. And I know just the old man gangster way to do it. Watch the eye poke. Here it comes. I'm gonna big this up for y'all. Let's see if I can do that. Let's just play it. No time to zoom. Landon sets up an elbow grip. Watch right here. Watch Keith is here. It is. He just thought of it right here. I'm gonna poke him right in his eye. Oh, get away, dude. I like it. I like it a lot. Landon will be okay. He's young. His eyesight will heal quick. Oh, now Keith goes over. I'm a nice guy. He pats him on the shoulder. Remember, I'm nice. Landon's like, dude, I don't know if I want to do. He gave Shaolin the wave off. I don't know if I want to. Oh, here we go, Dana. Thanks for the commercials. Gosh darn it. This is what's so ridiculous. These guys have got like 13 commercials every 5 seconds. Like, what in the actual hell are we doing? Jesus, how much beer are you trying to hustle, Dana? Like, god dang, man. I watched the video for 4 seconds. It's already on a commercial. Like, that's weak sauce. I got to get me a commercial blocker. All right, here we go. Back to the action. Here comes Landon. Uh-oh. Having trouble streaming to Instagram. Why? If you ended on Instagram, then it is, but if not, and this continue. Oh, Instagram's dumb. Instagram's like super annoying. All right. Nice eye poke, though. I do like the eye poke. Instagram died. So I'm just going to kill Instagram. Screw them. We're going with kick, baby. All right, here we go. Elmore, Kokorian. They're both doing a little scrapping. Okay. I like it. They're getting after it. All right, fellas. Little hand play. Still, nobody's got quite an upper hand yet, as you can see. Keith is pretty solid in his movement, whereas Landon looks like he maybe just took his Adderall or doubled up on the dose. This little gentleman's not playing. Landon's always pretty quick on the gun here, though, so not really unexpected out of him. Neither gentleman hitting it very hardy now. All right, let's see what Landon's got. What was this? Another poke? Dang, come on, guys. Okay. Keith gets in on a single. Landon shucks him off. No bueno, no bueno. He don't care about that. He does not care. Let's see. Oh, Keith almost got another single. Okay. All right. All right. Both boys trying to get after it. Oh, Keith shoots in on another single and just kind of gets the treetop style takedown. Nice job. Nice job out of Keith. Landon's got a knee shield up, trying to frame, seeing if he could get past him. And Keith lets him back up. All right, both boys still getting after it. Keith shoots again on a double. Landon kind of jumped guard halfway into it. You can see he's trying to get his left side up, his left leg. He's got an underhook with his right arm under Keith's hamstring. He's looking to play like he might be looking to transition into K or play a Jet Thompson. There's K. Nice backside. Can't convert, but turns it into the single on the wall and now pulls Ashi. Keith steps over. Wow, that could be a case of just a little more movement than necessary, but that was a nice move by Landon. Keith back on the passing train. Gets a little staple on top of Landon's bottom right knee. Landon quickly converts that to a butterfly hook. Good call. He's playing a little half shield with his left leg from bottom. Keith is trying to wrap that half shield and stay heavy, close the connection, get a chest to chest. And again, Landon's digging back in for K, and he's on it. Keith looks like he has the knee line out enough, but let's see. This is not great for him. He rolls through, still extracting the leg, kicks Landon in the face. Jeez, Keith. Like, man, I know you're 28, but gosh, dude. Got an eye poke and a face kick. I like it. Keith is playing. This is how you got to play, Landon. Look, these young guys with all the energy, you got to rough them up a little bit just to get, I know it's kind of jacked up, but just to get in their head, you know? You got to just get in their head just a little bit. Just poquito. See Keith trying to get control of the head as he passes. He's back into the knee slide. Landon's using a high knee shield. Keith's got his right knee perched up on top of Landon's quad, which will help pin Landon's quad to the ground, but you can see that's been cleared. Keith steps over the hook. Now he's trying to pass. And that's the end of round one, because we do jiu-jitsu with rounds. It's one of the ideas we stole from Craig Jones. What a great idea. We're also going to be enforcing aggressive stalling penalties like PGF. Oh, hey, by the way, did I tell you guys, we got a new thing we thought of. It's called UFC BJJ Opens. Claudia had that idea just from scratch, man. Not sure where they heard about that. It's like, dude, go ye and develop all the talent and then all the ideas, and then we'll steal them. How's that work out for you? Does that sound good? Yeah, get the hell out of here, fool. Keith has got, that's Landon. Landon's got, looks like, that could be Landon's family, maybe? Mom and sister? Older sisters? Caretakers? Oh, geez. Another freaking commercial. Dana freaking White. Dude, what is up with you, dude? Come on, big dog. We got to do something about this. This is too much. This is too much, brah. Too many commercials, brah. I mean, it's one thing to have a commercial, but my man, too many. It's not a good look, dude. All you're doing is hustling beer to kids. Come on. All right, start of the second round. You can watch UFC Freedom. UFC Freedom, headlined by dudes that aren't from USA. Now let's go. Elmore Krikorian back up on it. Krikorian ran halfway up the bowl there. I really think a skateboard should be involved at some point during the match. Oh, Keith gets a nice shot. And Landon kind of jumps into that like pseudo faux armbar position. Almost got a little K set up. So you could see Keith's playing for the takedowns. Landon's been playing for the K. Jumps close guard, which is not a bad move. He jumped pretty high, but damn, you could get your knees jacked when somebody jumps close guard if they don't do it right. Landon's trying to set up the 2-on-1. Keith's right wrist. And then he switches off to the other side. Almost looked like in a drag. He did do a drag. Gonna try to prop himself up to get himself under. So he made the space. He's got two hands locked. He's got an S grip. Not the best grip, but an S grip. And you could see Landon hoist his guard up the best that he can. And Shaolin's like, I've had enough of this. Stand up. I wonder how this is going to play into Krikorian's game, because if Landon can't get enough time on the ground to set up, he might not be able to pull that position off. But let's see. Landon's pretty clever. Keith goes to pass to Landon's left side. Almost shelves that knee through. Doesn't quite get it. I think at some point during the match, one of these guys needs a haircut, just so we can tell them apart a little bit better. All right. Landon's playing a good shield. Keith is being a decent with his pressure. You see, he just kind of like Keith's doing a lot of work with his staples, his right and left foot. If you watch that, you can see he's just slid his left foot through the hole. Landon's back into a guard. Again, trying to set up K. Keith is doing a nice job of going left and right on the passing. He's not getting tunnel vision and constantly trying to pass to the same side. We got another GD commercial. Dana White, I'm freaking A, dude. Like, dude. Why? Come on. Oh, my gosh. Dude, this guy's a freaking maniac. All right. Oh, Landon snaps a triangle. Holy shysters. Wow. Let's go back and look at that. Man, Dana, you kind of ruined it with your big ass bald head, to be totally honest with you. Because we missed that part. We missed like a whole section during your dumbass commercial break. All right. Here we go. Landon's underneath. Let's see. Shot. Okay. And then Landon's. Whoa, this is like a jabroni triangle. Look at this. Here we go. He's setting it up right here. There's the pass. Oh, man. We got lost because of Dana's fat head. This fucking guy. Yeah, we got lost on it. That's lame. Let's see if it'll come back again. Krikorian's putting heat on him. He's putting pressure. Oh, there's the hook play. All right, we got. I rewound it a little bit too much. That's all it was. Hopefully Dana's ugly head doesn't pop up again. One more commercial. Have I told you about UFC 250 Freedom? There it is. Oh, no. Landon passed up on it right there. He passed up on it once. Very jabroni-esque. I think here is maybe where he spins through. Let's see. He's getting under. There it is. Jabroni. He jabroni triangled him. Nice job. And Krikorian slips it very nicely. Lots of pressure. Oh, and he gets the pass. Nice way to hang in there. Man, you know what? So listen, Shaolin standing these guys up a minute or so ago, I think forced Landon to take more risks with his guard, and that the fact that he took the risk and Keith was able to defend against it actually helped Keith get the guard pass. So now Keith is going to stay heavy. He's going to have to stay inside on top of Landon's knee line. He does not want Landon to bring his hips in. You could see Keith is doing a good job with his left elbow of keeping Landon's knee line out, but then Landon got it back in. And again, Keith's going to try to clear it. Landon gets a connection, and we're right back to square one. At some point, this is going to take a energy toll on Keith trying to pass as much as he's trying to pass. Like, passing's not easy. Landon climbs up again, gets a little triangle formation, but doesn't get the triangle. Landon's super dangerous off the triangles, man. Jesus. All right. Keith again on top. Landon's just playing these K-guard setups. And then he is putting himself in a position to get that triangle. Keith just kind of ran around him that time. Let's see if he can clear the legs. He did. Nice job by Keith. Again, there's no passing points, but you really don't want to be underneath somebody's side control. I don't care what anybody says. Like, Craig Jones might say it doesn't work, or Gordon Ryan might say, oh, I have the most easy thing. Yeah, but you ain't Craig Jones and you ain't Gordon Ryan. And being under side control mostly sucks for the rest of us, especially against somebody who's really freaking good. Keith might be setting up something on Landon's. It looked like he was hunting for the left arm. He looks like he might be setting up a darce. It's an interesting way to set up the darce from that configuration. Landon's back. He's got the feet in. Now, Keith has passed Landon's guard a couple of times in the matchup, and he might have figured out a path or a pattern. All right, let's jump to freaking Fathead Dana. Here he comes. Here he comes. I'm going to pause it. Hey, guys, I'm Dana White. I know you're trying to watch the show right now, but I want to tell you about a new Dodge Ram truck. In Loud We Trust. UFC Freedom 250. All right, let's go. All right, 2 seconds left. Oh, now we get to watch the middle of the round break. Yay. Thanks, guys. Where are we at? We're at 103. Let's jump this up. All right. Round 3. Landon Elmore, Keith Krikorian. Let's see if Landon tries something off of his feet. There's a jump. Yeah, he kind of gave it away a little bit with his arm posture, and he had that look in his eye like, I'm about to try something. Landon's doing a good job of keeping his knees inside Keith's shoulder line. That allows him to invert. It allows him to push off. It allows him to create an angle and still have an inside position. Keith is trying to stay heavy. 10th Planet, they call this Civil War, this little game here. So far, Landon's doing a nice job. And, you could see a little peek at an arm lock there in Keith's right arm. Again, we're back to this primary kind of position that these guys have been fighting in quite a bit in the guard pass. It's interesting. You don't see Keith jump on a leg necessarily. Landon's got great leg locks, and Keith may not want to get into an exchange with him. Keith is using real bread and butter passing, and it looks like he might try to play for a darce or a topside attack on whichever arm. See, like right now, Landon's left arm is up on the top. We might see Keith attack that, or he might try to darce through that. Right after Dana White tells you about something really fucking cool, guys. Again, I got a big head, and I want you to see it like 37 times every 2 minutes. This is like deplorable, dude. Like, for real. Come on. Come on. Nobody wants to see that, dude. Crush it. Like, just crush it, man. We're not trying to watch it. We don't care. Nobody cares, dude. All right, let's get back. Oh, I could skip this ad. Thanks, YouTube. All right, here we go. Keith has got the pass. Landon's flat backed. Almost tilted away just a bit. And let's see if Keith can capitalize. He's got 3 minutes left. He's been really trying to wear Landon down with the passing. Again, he's kind of been able to maintain a little more domination in the third round positionally. But you got to be careful with Landon, man. He is very tricky. I think Keith has started to come into man strength at 28. Landon's not quite there. No cap on him. Landon, I'm sure, would make short work of me. But you can just kind of see there's a little bit of a strength difference here. Keith has got a lot of mat time, a lot of mileage, a lot of tough battles that Keith has been in. I'm not expecting Keith to relent. Let's see what Keith's trying to set up here. I think he's trying to get inside the arm to set up some kind of head and arm choke. Okay, Keith's got the head wrapped. He might go. You might see him try to set up some kind of pec choke. But man, that's a kind of an elusive choke to get. You see Keith's right knee. He's doing a good job of either straddling Landon's head or using the knee to push his head away. I would like to see Keith try to manipulate Landon's head more to get it off the center line. That would shut down some of Landon's flexibility. Keith is checking the hip on the right side, and he's got the head wrapped on the left. He's got his own head kind of playing traffic cop on whichever hip needs it. And now Keith goes around to the other side, and he looked like he had a butcher, potentially, but no. He's got 1:25. He's really hunting that neck. I think he's going to it looks like he might even be trying to bait Landon into a can crush Dars. I don't think he's going to mount. I don't expect him to mount. Might try to flip it into a Kimura. Landon's doing a good job. Good job, Dana White. Gosh darn it. Dana White. Every time I get sucked in, Dana White just comes through and just like DOS boxes me, man. Just like hurts my feelings. Just hurts them. So we're going to put up the inside BJJ logo and see how you like it, Dana. See how you like it. You like it? You like that? Instead of seeing you, we're going to see me. All right, let's get back. All right, Krikorian's got some pressure on the young man from Kingsway Jiu-Jitsu on bottom. This is Landon Elmore, Keith Krikorian, UFC BJJ 8, third round, 40 seconds left, featherweight, 145-pound title. Not title, just a 145-pound match. Krikorian's coming out of 10th Planet. Elmore's out of Kingsway. And then what's the stoppage for? No, I totally disagree with that stoppage. Why would you stop a guy who's in a dominant position? Just for this he just goes back. Like, I disagree with that, man. If somebody has a pin position, then the person on bottom, it's up to them to get out. You're rewarding him by setting them back up again. See, the PGF has this way better. The PGF would have thrown a penalty flag on Elmore, and Keith would have got referee's position right out of the gate. No brainer. Keith Krikorian's got to walk away with this win. He's saying, me, I'm number one. Landon's like, no, I'm the new spaghetti head. All right, let's see. Oh, we don't need to see the replay. We already know. Yeah, Keith won this match. Let's go. Winner, Keith Krikorian. Nice job, both guys. Elmore did have a couple little strikes that looked like he might have been able to find something out of that, but just wasn't quite able to bring it down. But otherwise, pretty good job. Okay, we're going to jump into Derek Rayfield and Jet Thompson. Younger, I think Thompson's the youngest fighter on the card, 19 years old, coming out of the Forge, going up against Derek Rodman Rayfield, coming up from 10th Planet, Las Vegas. Both these guys have matched up before in PGF. Rayfield is a really interesting competitor because depending on which Rayfield shows up, he can run through every dude in the bracket, or he can struggle here and there. And not all the time, but from time to time. We've also seen Rayfield get into it with refs here or there, et cetera, et cetera. But usually in a playful way. And the crazy thing about Derek Rayfield is that off the mat, he's a super nice, easygoing dude. On the mat, he just kind of goes into another gear that's probably not healthy for him to be in outside the mats. Jet Thompson coming off. He's got Travis Thomas in his corner there from the Las Vegas Kings. Thompson's coming off a pretty big loss at the PGF to Kevin Buring. So Kevin and Thompson were kind of led their teams respectively, with Thompson leading the Las Vegas Kings to the PGF Season 9 championship. And we know that Kevin Buring did real well for the Alabama Twisters. He might have been the top point scorer. I think he outscored Elijah Carlton. And both these guys met up in the individual finals. And, man, it was a great match. Goes to overtime. And Kevin Buring got the win. Real slick. You can check out kick. I did a kick stream, a few kicks back. You can find it on there or on the YouTube. We did a breakdown of that matchup between Kevin Buring and Jet Thompson, and really showed where Buring strategically did a couple things in a really important moment that was just enough to edge out Thompson. But that tells you how amazing of a competitor Jet Thompson really is. Yo, what's up, big dogs? Good to see ya all. Okay, here we go. Jet Thompson, Derek Rayfield. Let's see where this goes. Man, Thompson has got an underhook. He's got left-hand control. Now, let's see. It looks like they're playing a little game of mercy there. And that was nice. Thompson's like, screw it. I'm going for it early. I got to clean my glasses off. That was so amazing. And look, Thompson's back in the same position, exact position that Elmore was playing. And Rayfield with a really nice roll through almost was able to find a Darce, and then Rayfield freaking setting him up. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna pause it real quick. I got a hit from my homie BMac here. Okay, I don't know how to pop on the stream, bro. How do I pop on the stream? What does that mean? You have to inform me. I'm assuming I got to go to kick. I think. I don't know, dude. You have to educate me because I'm not sure how that would work. I usually don't cross streams. That's like, personal policy. But I would be willing to cross streams with Brandon McCaffrey if the setting is right and the mood is right and the ambience is just right, Let me see. I bet that's him texting me. Let me check this. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. But then is my stream going to end? How does that work? I don't know. Pop on the stream with me. Let's do it together. Can we stream to both? Yeah, but we can send it live again to your channel. Oh, yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Hold on. I got a private lesson, though. Okay. So I'm going to jump over to this other stream, and then we're going to restream back on this for the rest of this matchup. And maybe we'll squeeze in one more, okay? So don't go anywhere. Just stick around, and we'll be right back. I'm going to jump in with Brandon McCaffrey and gang. And then we'll do some more work here on Inside the BJJ.
I release you now, but don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.